welcome to episode 299 of the Craft House Magic podcast. My name's Ellie and I'm coming to you from Norwich in Norfolk, and today is the 21st of August. So welcome everybody. I hope you've all had a lovely crafty couple of weeks since the last time I've spoken to you, and I'm here to share all the things that I've been making. So today we've got some knitting, some crochet, a blast from the past, which is a sort of dressmaking thing, some confessions, because I've always got things that I've been purchasing. I've got a section for what's occurring to do with meetups and giveaways, and then I've got a shop update near the end of the podcast telling you about what's going in the shop, including some new colourways, and then I've got an appearance from Jensen at the very end of the video. So let's get on with the knitting, shall we? I have two finished garments to show you today. So the first one is the Hipster top by Locatelli. I'm going to get Barbara over to come and show you what it looks like. Here we are. Thank you very much, Barbara. She is wearing my Hipster top, which has been modified a little bit from the original pattern. So it is supposed to be a sort of short-sleeved V-neck top, but I've added a few bits onto this. So I originally caked up 2 skeins of yarn, and it's this darker blue, which is Rhythm of the Night on a sparkle based yarn. And I've paired that with some Pixie yarn in the Yarnie colourway, and that's not a sparkly yarn, but I thought the colours went really well together. Now, I got Liz to knit a lot of this, so it starts at the top of the shoulders, which I'll show you those properly in a minute, but there's a nice lacy bit, and then the rest of the garment is like a nice stripe. Liz knitted to nearly the bottom of the stripe and she was running out of yarn, so I said, if you just pass it back to me and I can finish it off. So what I did is on the very last round, I think she got part of the way around the body on the first round of one of these double stripes. So what I did is I went in my stash and I found a pink that was very similar, and I finished off to make it so that there was 2 stripes at the bottom. And then I dyed up another 50-gram skein of this sparkly Rhythm of the Night colourway. And I was planning on doing this quite a deep band, just because I feel a bit more comfortable wearing something that's got quite a nice deep band on the body. So I did that, and I also changed it to 2x2 rib instead of 1x1 rib. Not because I really wanted it to be that way, but I just started doing it in 2x2 rib, and I thought, that's all right. I think I was a little bit sleepy at the time and I wasn't really thinking about following the pattern, but I'm quite happy with 2x2 rib. I've used a stretchy bind off for the bottom of the rib there, and then I thought I'd finished. But when I put it on, this V-neck is very, very low. So I decided to pick up stitches around the I-cord, around the neck, and do a rib around there as well. So if I tip Barbara forward a bit, you should be able to see the neckline a bit better, and also this detail on the shoulders maybe a bit better across there. So it's in the bright pink, the nice lacy detail, and that's on both shoulders. But you can see that it would have been very, very low if I hadn't have done the ribbing around the neck, and to be honest that is still quite low as well. Let's turn Barbara around so you can see the back. It's obviously high neck at the back and stripy all the way around. I've got thread. Thread gets everywhere in this craft room. I decided against going and picking up stitches around the arm because there is this garter stitch edge on the arm, and I thought that it would look a bit weird with ribbing on the outside of that as well. Whereas because this is just I-cord around the neck, I think it looks okay with the extra bit of ribbing. What I need to do is pop this on so you can see what it looks like on me. Right, so here we are with it on. I can feel like it's a really nice length, to be honest. It just goes over my lumps and bumps. I did make this with about 1 inch positive ease, just to give myself a little bit of room, but not have too much. Because it's freshly blocked, I think the sort of, because I've just flattened it down, it always looks a bit sort of sharp on the shoulders, but I think when I've got that on a bit, that'll look a little bit nicer, I think. So I'll give you a proper twirl without the mic in my hand. I'm quite pleased with how it fits and the length and everything, and I'm very pleased that I've added that rib, because you can imagine how low it would be without that rib, to be honest. I'm a bit annoyed that it did come up that low to start with. I suppose I could have just sewn it or added a piece of knitting, just like a wedge across here, but I decided because I'd done all that extra ribbing, it might balance it out better if I added the dark blue around the neck as well. But I think that's going to be something I wear quite a bit. I can see myself wearing like a long sleeve top underneath in the winter. I'm not one for wearing tops like this when it's sort of summertime. This would be just a t-shirt underneath in the autumn for me, because even this quite fine fingering weight yarn is still a bit hot for me for the summer. But I'm pleased with how it's come out. I'm pleased I took that extra time to add the neckband on so that I can actually wear it. Even if I have a t-shirt underneath, I thought it would be looking a bit strange having the neck coming so low at the front. But there we go, ta-da! One finished object. And I'm really pleased with how this one came out. And I'm going to show you my second object. So here we are in our second t-shirt. I've probably got this a little bit on the wonk, but you get the idea. So this is the Geddy tee by Tanis Lavellae, and it's knitted in a DK weight yarn. So I think it was 4 inches of positive ease on this. The original pattern says to add 10 inches of positive ease, which for me is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not going to do 10 inches. I've done 4 inches because I was thinking maybe I should go with the positive ease, because I don't normally like positive ease at all, no more than like an inch. Thought I'd go for it, but I don't know whether I like it on, to be honest. I don't think I feel that comfortable in it. But you can see what it looks like in a minute when I pop it on. So you start by crocheting these sections at the top on the shoulders, and then you pick up stitches alongside these, and you do it by the back loop so that it gives you a nice ridge along the sides. There is a link in the pattern to show you how to do this, which is good, to show you exactly how to pick them up. So I've used one colour for the main body, which is out of a mini set. This one's the True Colours colourway from the Cindy Lauper mini set that I've got. And then I've used the rest of the 5 minis in the shoulder panels. And I used a 20 gram mini, 5 20 gram minis for the shoulders, and then 4 100 gram skeins for the main body. I did have quite a lot left of 4 of the minis left for the shoulder panels, but I did use one of them to do a few rows on the edges of the arms. I could have done the same with the neckband, I suppose, but I chose to just keep that the same and then just do the detail on the arms. I did use a lot of the 4 skeins. I didn't have much left at all, and if I hadn't done the contrast bit of the sleeves, I think I'd have run out before I'd finished. So I decided to do sort of a couple of rows of the pink on the arms and then the cast off row, and that allowed me to finish off the rest of it without running out of this original yarn. I did have a tiny little bit left, but not very much. So I had this much left of the main body yarn, this much left of the one that I used for the sleeves. So I'd say probably about 5 grams, and then the other 4 a little bit more left. I'd say probably 10-15 grams left. I'll have to weigh those to tell you, but there was plenty left of the other ones, but I was a little bit low on the main body. But I did do it a little bit longer than the pattern says, so that it'd be about the same as this one that I'm wearing. There is a bit in the pattern which I have spoken about before, which means you've got to do short rows here and increases on the neckband as well, and it writes them separately. So you really need to sort of read ahead of yourself so that you make sure you do those 2 things at once. I also changed the bottom band in that I didn't do a split hem. I've just done it all in one, just because I don't feel like very comfortable in them. I don't think they're that flattering on me, so I've not gone for the split hem. So there we go. I will give you a twirl on Barbara, and then I'll pop it on myself and you can see what it looks like. I am not actually that keen on the 4 inches positive ease. But I think I'll probably wear it around the house at least. It's not my favourite fit. I should have just gone with my usual idea of I don't like things being too big because I feel a bit uncomfortable because I've got quite a big bust. It just feels like I'm wearing a big sack. I haven't put it on though when I've got the appropriate bottoms on, so it might feel a little bit better than I put it on this time. Again, it does feel a little bit on the low side, but we shall see what it looks like. This one here, I've not got a top underneath, and it is a little bit low now, but I wouldn't probably wear this without another top underneath anyway. But I'm just going to show you now what it looks like. If it's indecent, I will pop a t-shirt on anyway, but I'll pop that on now. Right, this is the Geddy tee finished with 4 inches of positive ease. You can see how much bigger it is than the other top, although this is in DK yarn as well, so it's not a very good comparison. I definitely think that I need to wear like a pink t-shirt here just to brighten it up a bit. Maybe a long sleeve pink t-shirt to pick up the pinks in these side panels. But actually it's not as bad as I thought, but I definitely don't feel as comfortable with it being... I just don't like that 4 inches of positive ease. I'd rather have just the 1 inch of positive ease so that it just hangs nicely off my bust. This feels like it as if it is a little bit too large for my liking. I think it's mainly because you've got that extra size under the arms. It just feels larger here. I think I probably should have stuck with my normal rule and go in for sort of no ease or any 1 inch or so, or 2 at the most. 4 for me I think is a little bit much, but I'll give you a twirl so you can see what it looks like. Again, it is a little bit on the low side, to be honest. I have got a black bra on, so hopefully you can't see through it that much. But I do think that the length is really nice. I just don't like it being that little bit oversized, but there we go. I do love crochet on the shoulder, so I would definitely make it again. Just make sure that I stick to the size that I like. I'm not quite sure whether this yellow is a bit pale for me because I'm quite a pale skin, but then again, if I did have a pink t-shirt underneath, I think that would fix that issue. But there we go, that is my Geddy tee by Tanis Lavellae. Right, we are back in the t-shirt because it's a little bit warm in here today. So the next section is Blast from the Past, and I'm going to show you the cutest thing ever. Look at this. Ah! These are the little dungarees that I made for Jensen when he was only 6 months old. Oh my goodness, how cute are they? So these are the Dandelion dungarees by Sew Over It, and that is a jersey pattern that I've made, and these are actually, they're sort of double-sided, but because of the way I've put the press studs on, you can't really use them double-sided. But I think the idea is that if they spill something down themselves, they can then turn it the other way. But these particular ones, I've used the same fabric on both sides anyway. The only thing that I would say, they're not that convenient to use because a lot of the actual dungarees that you buy from the shop have like press studs under the leg so that you can sort of change their nappy. It wasn't ideal for changing nappies, and because they're at this stage, they don't really stand up at all. They're laying down all the time. I did find that it's a little bit awkward to change nappies with, especially with the large reusable nappies that we had, but very, very cute. I think that's what I'd do next time if I had another baby, which is very, very unlikely, is to have it so that you have press studs underneath the leg as well, so that you can open and get to the nappy without having to take the top half off. But it's something that looks very, very cute on though. But I think that'd be easily modified. You could just have a seam, increase the seam allowance under the leg, and just add some press studs both sides easily enough. So I've got several pairs of these that I made. I made like a grey and a blue pair. I'd got a fuzzy navy blue pair. Really thick these are. And a bright pink pair. This goes with a t-shirt that I've got that I made for myself. So I made it out of some leftover fabric that I'd got from a t-shirt that I'd made. But these are actually really good to make things out of scraps of leftover jersey fabric. But like I said, I would add those press studs underneath the legs. But I've got 4 pairs of those. I cannot bear to get rid of them because 1, they're cute, and 2, I made them. So I'm going to keep them in my stash at least for a little while. What I will do is I'll get one of these and show you how big Jensen is now compared to it, because I think that'll be really cute at the end of the video in his little section. But I used just actually different thicknesses of jersey fabric for these. So any sort of scraps of leftover jersey are absolutely brilliant for making these sort of children's little clothes. And I haven't had a chance to make Jensen many actual t-shirts or anything for ages, so I must do that soon. So now I'm on to my confession section. So I went to the afternoon tea organised by Shannon from Blue Fern Yarns, and I had one of the sort of goodie bags, and she dyed up some really lovely turquoisey blue yarn, and I love a turquoisey blue, so that's perfect for me. And this one's called Brutiful because it's tea related, of course, and I just got the classic stock based 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I'll show you that up a little bit closer. But the yarn matches the little extras that she's popped into the bag as well. So there's a little a candle with this beautiful print with the moons on, which looks like this. It came with it, a lovely little candle, and there was a little dish with the same print on as well, like this. So, and that came all in the little goodie bag that I got, so I have to get a goodie bag each time. So that is the in the goodie bag that I'd got from Shannon. But Shannon also had a stall there, and so did Tea Cake and Make, Nicola from Tea Cake and Make, and I bought a few things from both of their stalls because I thought it would be nice for me to put together a prize for you guys. So I've got this gorgeous sock pattern from Nicola from Tea Cake and Make, and she's got a range of lovely patterns actually. So this is the one with the birds on it. It's lovely colour work, and actually if you look on the back here you can see some examples of her other patterns. She was working on one with pumpkins on. Oh my goodness. It will be out on the 1st of September, so I'll be watching out for that. But I got a copy of this pattern, which is going to be part of the prize. I got a skein of yarn from Blue Fern Yarns, which is called Amber Leaves, which is in the classic stock again, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and I thought I'd put that together with a little notions pouch from Nicola from Tea Cake and Make as well. It's got a little I don't know what you call those sort of catches but it opens up to a good sized little pouch there, so you can put your bits and bobs. It's got a little lobster clasp on there, you can pop your little stitch markers and things. So this is going to be the prize pack that I've purchased from the show, because I thought, oh, I've already purchased yarn with the set, so I will make a little prize pack for you. I did intend to pick the yarn for the pattern, but actually I just saw this and I thought that would be lovely, and it goes really well with the notions pouch. So what you have to do is watch to the end of the video, and then I'll tell you what to pop in the comments, and I will pick a winner on the next podcast episode in 2 weeks. On the What's Occurring section, thank you so much for coming to Venetia's Yarn Shop pop-up. It was really lovely to see everybody who come and said hello, and it was just a full day of chatting, so that was absolutely lovely. So thank you so much for coming if you did. We have Barbara's Day Out. The next one is at the Ketteringham Hall Orangery Tea Room on the 30th of August. It's on Church Road, and the postcode is NR18 9RS. If you want to pop over to my website, there is a list of all the different Barbara's Day Outs with the postcodes on of all the locations and times, etc. if you want to double check on anything and any future sort of dates. But normally we just turn up and just have an order, whatever. But the Orangery Tea Room wants us to pre-order. So if you are coming, drop me an email, let me know you're coming, and then I will send you the sort of menu to pre-order from, so that we can pre-order before the date, because there's quite a few of us, they want to know what we're going to be ordering. But anyone's welcome, just let me know beforehand before you come in for this one. Normally you can just turn up and it's just a nice little hangout, but this time we just have to make sure that they've got enough sort of scones and cakes for everybody. They do nice cakes, I've tested them. We have, oh, I nearly forgot to tell you, the lovely Karen has opened up a new yarn shop called Yarn in a Teacup on Sprouston Road in Norwich. Karen opened up on Tuesday, so they're now open most days. I think it's Tuesday to Friday, 8 till 5, and then Saturday, I think it might be 8 till 4, something like that. I will pop it on the screen anyway, the exact times, because I'm remembering it off the top of my head. But Karen is absolutely lovely. If you are in Norwich or anywhere near, do pop in. The parking does sound a little bit complicated, but there are areas, because it's like the parking permit zone, there are areas where you can park for 2 hours if you can spot a space. And then there's, once you get out a couple of roads out of the city, you can park down anywhere you like, really, after it says you're out of the parking zone. I have put a reel on Instagram and on YouTube as well, which showed some of the places that you can park. We have the subscriber giveaway for the email subscriptions. So what I've done is I've done a random number generator from you know who over there and picked the winner. And the winner, I haven't got their full name, but their email address has got Irish Amanda in it. So if you have got an email address with Irish Amanda, pop into your email and just check that I haven't sent you an email regarding winning the giveaway. Winning the subscriber giveaway. All I want you to do is give me your full name and postal address, so check your inboxes and sometimes junk folders, because sometimes they go in there as well. Obviously I've got the giveaway. I'm going to talk about that at the very end of the video, about what I need you to pop in the comments, and then at the end of the next episode I will draw a winner from the comments for this video, so that'll be in 2 weeks. So my last section is shop update. So the September colourway of the month is inspired by the song Stand By Me by Ben E. King. So we've got the main colourway, which is Stand By Me, which is the variegated one. And then we've got I Won't Cry, which is the brown. And then I Won't Be Afraid, which is the dark teal. And then we've got the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, which is the blue tonal. And then we've got the grey, which is the mountain should crumble to the sea. There you go, you get the gist. Oh dear. Yeah, I can't not sing the lyrics though, it seems rude not to. So those are all inspired by the lyrics of the song Stand By Me by Ben E. King. I love that song, and it always reminds me of the film called Stand By Me that came out. I don't know if it was the late 80s or 90s, but I love that film, and it just reminds me of some of the scenes from the film when I listen to that song. We also have some new Opal yarns going in the shop. Now there was a whole range that came in the shop of these, they're sort of animal and creature inspired colourways, but these three really stuck out to me. Some of the ones looked a bit boring, so I've picked out my favourite ones. I thought that this was very appropriate. It's inspired by a crab. And it's number 11601. What I will do is, because it's in German, I haven't translated it yet, but if you pop over to my website, I will write the actual English translation of what they actually turn out to be. But this is a lovely stripy yarn inspired by this beautiful crab, which I've never seen before. Very, very vivid colours, purples and some yellows and pinks in there. Hopefully you'll be able to see this little sample sock that is pictured on the side of the ball that's got some nice stripes on there. So that one is going in the shop. We have some turquoise, because I can't never resist a turquoise, and it's named after this beautiful bird, which obviously I haven't translated yet, but I will pop that on the listing. It's 11600 colourway from the Opal new range, Regenwald. I've probably pronounced that incorrectly. You can see how lovely the stripes come up when they're knitted. And there's that one. And then the third one, I just thought this was gorgeous. It's inspired by foxes. and it's got some beautiful tones of all the different sort of oranges, and very, very suitable coming up to autumn. The colourway is 11606, and you can see the fox picture that it's inspired by on the ball band. So we've got those three gorgeous colours. I don't know if I showed you the actual sock image. There we go. It's a nice stripe on there as well. So those three different yarns will be going in the shop as well. I think that's it for today. So over to you, Jensen, and we can see how big you look against these smaller dungarees that I made. Right, Jensen is laid out on the carpet, ready, so we can see how small he was when he was tiny. Ah, look! Only goes to your tummy button.
Goes to there. Boop.
Yeah. Do you remember wearing them?
No.
No, it's a long time ago, wasn't it? When you were 6 months old. How old are you now?
3.
3?
Nearly 4.
Nearly 4.
Yeah.
So look at this one on you.
I picked the brightest ones. The other ones were a bit on the darker side.
Boop.
Look at that. You were so tiny, Jensen. Look at you grown up. Do you feel silly?
Yeah.
So Jensen's got a new toy. My friend Linda got you, didn't she?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I like it.
Good.
And I want to do this side.
Okay, let's do that one next. And you arrange the numbers and stack them up like these cards. They're really cool. Thank you ever so much, Linda. Can you say bye-bye to everybody now, Jensen?
Bye.
Bye. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I shall see you in the next episode. Bye! So if you want to be in with a chance of winning the prize I showed earlier, comment a teacup emoji or the word teacup in the comments down below in celebration of the new yarn and tea shop Yarn in a Teacup. See you later. Bye!